Hi, I'm Lynn Langit, Cloud GDE and CEO of Lynn Langit Consulting. I'm working most often with customers who are working with genomic scale data for bioinformatics, and there's a unique set of challenges because of the volume of data. So some of the updates to the GCP suite of data products have been super useful to customers, so I wanted to share in this short talk. So we're working, of course, these days not only with operational and analytical data, but within the operational realm, we work with transactional, OLTP, batch data, and streams, and the data can be in a state from hot to cold. In the analytical realm, we've got business and predictive or machine learning or AI data, and we work not only with SQL and NoSQL databases that are converted to OLAP structures in terms of data warehouses and marts, but also data lake and data lakes in many cases. So it's a very complex environment. So which of the recent updates to the GCP set of data services are we testing and are we finding value for our customers? So the first area is around BigQuery superpowers. BigQuery is, my favorite service, and there are some additions that are really important in my particular scenarios. So the first is that Google announced 3 pricing additions, and this is a great fit because the entry tier will be perfect to meet the needs of POCs and evaluation, whereas the subsequent 2 tiers will be meeting the needs of customers in enterprise scenarios. Along with that, the announcement of the autoscaler is going to save a substantial money for my customers, which is going to be a great feature. Also, compressed storage, because of the volumes of data that we're working with, is something that we're looking at. In addition, some of the existing features that we're getting great value in, and there are feature enhancements within these feature sets, are Big Lake to unify data lakes, Geospatial analytics, BigQuery Omni to go cross-cloud, and integrated machine learning. So it really just keeps getting more powerful. The next area that we've been evaluating and finding some really good value is this new set of services that is going to allow us to manage and avoid the data swamp. And what do I mean by that? Well, there is a new paradigm emerging in the world of data management called the DataMesh. And there are 4 core pillars of this. This was designed by a consultant at ThoughtWorks, and she's really publicized this with a book and a new company. And these are the 4 pillars: data as product, self-service infrastructure for data discovery, decentralized data governance, federated computational governance. And you can really think of it as a microservices for analytics. So one of the things that Google has released in their data suite that meets many of these needs is a set of services called DataPlex. And the idea is you will use these services to build a data mesh architecture and to manage the life cycle of those data lakes. The GCP DataPlex service includes features such as lake, zones, and assets or catalog. So drilling down, DataPlex features, you can use them to perform tasks such as discovering data, managing the data catalog, managing, processing, and securing data lakes, and enforcing data governance. The next area that I've been doing quite a bit of work is integration, particularly around analytics that includes scalable machine learning. Genomics problems are some of the most challenging because of the volumes of data and the computational complexity. And an example I'll give from my real-world work is working with cancer researchers on cancer tissue cell segmentation. So we've been actually using an open source TensorFlow library called DeepCell on the VertexAI platform. And one of the areas that we're really excited about is a new release that's in private beta, but I'll give you a little sneak peek here, which is serverless DataProc sessions. So they're integrated into VertexAI Notebooks, and the idea is that when you're working in your notebook, when you are having a process in your analysis, and a common one would be machine learning model training, you can simply switch from your local resources to a scalable serverless Spark-based DataProc session just for that particular computational situation in the notebook, and it's run cell by cell. So just to kind of show you what this looks like, inside of VertexAI, I made a notebook that's a managed notebook, and I have access to this beta. You'd have to work with the team to get access at this point. And once you have this, you set up a session, and then once you're in your notebook, you would switch from your local kernel, and I don't have it set up, but you would switch to another session, and then you would have access to the full resources in a serverless session inside of DataProc. And here's some that I worked with previously just to show you what it looks like. So you can see that basically you can supersize your analysis. So I know this is a really quick introduction to lots of superpowers for data in GCP. Because I do my bulk of my work in this area, I have also some associated courses on the LinkedIn Learning Library, and I've done a recent full update because of the amount of improvements and additions to the GCP suite of services. So those links will be in the comments section. And again, I encourage you to explore and build with these new data services. I'm Lynn Langit. Thanks.